I wanted to find out what it was that motivated you back when you were working on the attending staff of Children's Hospital of Los Angeles to leave that fairly stable career and to start this little one-room office called Focus on the Family 32 years ago.
Daryl, it felt like the Lord wanted me to do that. That was a scary time because, you know, when you're established, I was a professor of pediatrics and I felt accepted there and I was enjoying the research I was doing there. But I saw the family just start to disintegrate. And I really got a vision for where it is today. I saw that marriages were going to be under assault and that children were being raised by people who didn't really know much about kids. And I felt I ought to try to do something about it. And so I did that scary thing. I turned in a resignation and rented a little two-room office and called it Focus on the Family, started the radio program on 34 stations. I had no idea what to expect. And Shirley was a little nervous too because she'd gotten in a real bad habit of eating about 3 times a day, and she didn't know if that was going to still be possible. And the ministry just exploded. There's no way to describe it today except to say that, within 6 or 7 years, I had 400 employees, and it just never stopped. And I wish I could tell you that I had a real sense of where it was going, that I foresaw Focus on the Family. I can't say that. The Lord had it in mind. And it's been a shock to me the whole way. Still is.
What were those early years like? I mean, how have things changed since then?
Well, early years were very exciting because people were calling and writing and inviting me to speak and all that sort of thing. But financially, it was really scary because the Tyndale House publishers gave me a grant for $35,000 to get started with the ministry. And that was quickly gone. And we were about $60,000 short of where we needed for the second or third year. And Shirley and I went into the bedroom, closed the door, got on our knees. And my mother was there. And I remember my prayer. I just said, Lord, I thought this is what you wanted me to do. I thought you called me to do this. But I may have made a mistake. And if this is your desire, that this ministry continue, it'd be a good time to hear from you because we're running short. And I'm telling you, the next month, $60,000 came in. And from there on, the Lord just, when there was a need, the door opened. I didn't open it, it opened.
Well, that's a great testament to the fact that when we are in the center of God's will and He is pulling the strings, we don't have to push those doors open.
Yes.
They do open for us.
Well, this is another one right now. I'm not the president of Focus, and I'm no longer even on the board, but this is a tough time financially for a lot of ministries. So we're right back where we were, and we go right back to the source where we began, you know.
Now, in those days, we were in California. I was actually hired in California, in Pomona.
Where are you?
Yep, just before the move to Colorado, it's like a few years before. But I remember those days well. And it was in California that the idea came about to begin reaching out to the Hispanic community. Share a little bit about that.
Well, that was a burden on my heart because there are an awful lot of people in this country and certainly in Latin America who did not speak English and were not able to understand what I was trying to say and do, but the principles were the same. And it was needed, I think, around the world. And that's why I began looking at the possibility of starting in Enfoque a la Familia and brought in people like yourself and others who had that expertise. And it also was blessed right from the beginning. But that's what we were trying to do. You know, the Hispanic people have a great love for the family, as you know, and the tradition of the family. And also probably because of the Catholic background and even the evangelical movement, we had an awful lot in common. And so I just felt it was a fit, and we started it, and here we are today.
Well, and obviously being in Los Angeles,
Yes.
Everywhere you traveled, you would go through Hispanic neighborhoods.
That's right. That's right.
So that kind of spurred on this desire to reach out.
And the response to it was very gratifying. And I've appreciated so much how you've carried on that ministry.
It's been my privilege. As you look at the dramatic growth of the Hispanic community over the last 20 years, just a phenomenal exponential growth, both by immigration as well as natural birth here in the U.S. This community now numbers 45 million by most estimates. And what is the one message that you would like to convey to this very large and very growing population that literally surpasses most of the populations of Latin American nations?
Yes.
What would you like to say to them?
Well, I think it's an incredible people. The accomplishments and the traditions of the Hispanic family are very, very significant, and I would just urge everybody to stay true to those. There are an awful lot of cultural changes that are occurring in this country. People are forgetting God. You may have seen Newsweek magazine a couple of weeks ago called the decline and fall of of Christianity. That's an overstatement. It's not going to happen, but there is still a lot there are many temptations. Divorce is increasing in both cultures. And I would just urge Hispanic families to stay true to what your ancestors believed and loved, and stay true to those scriptures, because they have not changed and they will not change.
It's a privilege for us to have been able to share your background, some of the legacy that you've brought to this ministry. And we just appreciate everything that you've shared with us. All of your books are in Spanish. We've been translating your radio broadcasts into Spanish for 21 years. This community knows you quite well. And so we just want to express once again our appreciation to Dr. Dobson.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, everybody.